Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So basically today we are going to discuss about the rare events in the statistics, right? Let me just take out a color from here and okay, let me just take out this particular color as well. So my topic for today is rare events, right? This is the topic that today we are going to deal with. Now this topic is actually a little bit of correlated to the previous topic which we have already seen, and that is for me as assumptions, right? We had already seen about the assumptions, right? Let me do one thing, because this is a in continuation, it is a little bit of correlated topics. Let me give you an overview regarding the assumption which we have actually dealt with, right, let me begin at here. So when you perform a hypothesis test of a single population mean using a student distribution, they are fundamental assumptions that need to be met in order for the test to work properly, right? First of all, what was the assumption? That your data should be a simple random sample that comes from a population that is approximately normally distributed. Please listen to me very much carefully. Please see on the which words I am giving a little bit of stress, because those words are actually important to be listened, right? So your data should be a simple random sample that comes from a population that's approximately normally distributed. Fine. You use the sample standard deviation to approximate the population standard deviation. When you perform a hypothesis test of a single population mean, that is mu, using a normal distribution, you take a simple random sample from the population. Okay, now if the population which you are testing is normally distributed or your sample size is sufficient large, you know the value for the population standard deviation, right? This is the thing that we have seen in the assumptions. Next one which we had paid was when you perform a hypothesis test of a single population proportion, that is P. Previously we had dealt with the single population mean, that was mu. Now we are dealing with the P, single population proportion, that is P. You take a simple random sample from the population. You must meet the condition for a binomial distribution which are there as a certain number of n of independent trials. The outcome of any trial are success and failure. This thing we already know, and each trial actually has the same probability of a success, that is P, right? These are all of the things that we have already seen, right? And these were the formulas that we had seen, that mu is equal to P and sigma is equal to P dot Q divided by N. So P is equal to Q minus 1. Right? These are the things, these all were the things that we have actually seen. Now we'll be talking regarding the rare events, that what are these are rare events and how we just use them, what are the things that we need to keep in mind, all these things we are gonna take here, fine? So, okay, it's right here. Let me start here. Let me start while writing only that okay, suppose you suppose you make an assumption. Okay, suppose you make an assumption about a property, about a property of the population. Suppose you make an assumption about the property of the population. Okay, now what is that assumption actually for? Let me put out a bracket and let me put out that this this assumption is the null hypothesis. You remember we had already discussed regarding null hypothesis in a very detailed way, right? In the previous videos we had seen. Suppose you make an assumption about a property of the population, and this assumption is the null hypothesis, right? Then what do you do? Then you gather sample data. Okay, just one second. Then you gather sample data randomly, right? Then you just gather out some sample data randomly. After that, if the condition goes that if the sample has properties, that would be if the sample has properties that would be very unlikely to occur, very unlikely to occur if the assumption is true, right? If, let me come down right here, that if the assumption which you have made, if that is true, if the assumption is true. One second, let me go above first of all. Let me hold out the cursor. Fine. Now, then you gather sample data randomly, right? If the sample has properties that would be very unlikely to occur if the assumption is true, right? Then what would you do actually? Then you would conclude that then you will conclude saying that then you will conclude that your assumption that your let me come down then you will conclude that your assumption then you would conclude that your assumption about the population, then you will conclude that your assumption about the population is probably incorrect, right? Is probably incorrect. This is what you will actually conclude from here, that your assumption about the population is probably incorrect, right? Now, what you just need to remember from here, one thing that you should remember always, let me just write out that thing as well. I'll just not speak, let me write out. Remember that your assumption, the assumption which you are actually making, remember that your assumption is only an assumption. Remember that your assumption is just an assumption. Fine. Remember this thing always, that your assumption is just an assumption. It is not a fact. It is not a fact. And it may or may not, it may or may not be true. It may or may not be true. Remember, please remember always this thing, that your assumption is just an assumption. It is not a fact that it may or may not be true. Okay, but your sample data which you are taking actually, and the real and the data are showing that the fact that seems to contradict your assumption. Fine, this is the thing that you should keep in your mind. Fine. Okay, I hope that you got this thing first of all. Now let me just take out a very simple example here. Let's quickly take out that example. Let me come down. Okay. Example. Let's say, okay, I'll be taking a simple oral example that I'll be just communicating with you, okay. Let's say Didi and Ali, these are the two names. Let's say Didi and Ali are at the birthday party, okay. They are at a birthday party of a, let's say, very wealthy friend actually, okay. That friend is very rich. So Didi and Ali are at a party of that particular friend, okay. They hurry to be just going to the line the first and to grab up the prize, okay. And they are having a tall basket there, so they just like, let's say they just go there and hurry to grab up the prize, right? Okay, now basically they were not able to see inside that basket, inside a tall basket. Why? Because that was blindfolded, okay. They were not able to see inside that basket because that basket was actually blindfolded. Now there were actually 200 plastic bubbles. Let me just write out some important things that were actually, there were 200 plastic bubbles, okay, into the basket. Fine. So this was the thing that Didi and Ali were told, that there is only one with a $100 bill. There was only one bubble into that one, only plastic bubble that was having a price as $100. This thing Didi and Ali, both of them were told, right? Now first of all, let's say now condition apply that Didi, let's say Didi was the first person who reached into the basket and pull out a bubble, right? Now her bubble contains a $100 bill. Okay, Didi was the first one who just went into that basket and pulled out a bubble, plastic bubble, and yes, that was the $100 bill one, right? Now for the, what is the probability for happening this particular thing, right? What is the probability? I mentioned that there was a big basket that was actually blindfolded, and inside that basket 200 plastic bubbles were put on, and that one single bubble was having a $100 bill, right? So First one was a Didi. Didi just put out her hand into that particular basket and she took out a plastic bubble. Now I need to find out that what is the probability that her bubble contains a $100 bill. So what are the total plastic bubbles? We are having 200, right? So this can be 1 upon 200 because 1 has been taken out from there. So my probability is 0.05 that the Didi which like she like picked up the plastic bubble that is having the $100 bill, right? No. So basically what is this? This is so unlikely, right? So basically what was Ali hoping? Ali was hoping that whatever the two of them were told is wrong and there are more $100 bills in the basket. Okay? This is the thing which actually comes into the mind that let's say she just put on the hand in the basket that $100 bill come. So now Ali was thinking that this is so much unlikely, right? This is so much unlikely. There were many of them, but the two of them were told wrong that there is only $100 bill. So there can be more than even $100 bill bubbles into the basket, right? So this is a rare event which has occurred. Okay, so what is Ali doubting? Ali is actually now doubting at the assumption that only $100 bill like bill plastic bubble is in the basket, right? This is Ali. This is actually a rare event which has occurred. Let me come down. Fine, this is actually a rare event. This is actually a rare event that has occurred, that Didi getting the $100 bill. Right, that let's say that she put out her hand into that basket for the first, and for the first only that she got out that $100 bill. So yeah, that is an unlikely assumption, right? Now here can be a doubt as well that except a one single $100 bill, there can be many of them, right? So that is that they were told wrong about this particular thing, because at the very first time when she puts out her hand into that basket, it is very rare to come out at the very first time she put out the hand into that basket, and it is very rare that this $100 bill would come, right? So this is actually what is called a rare event. Okay, now from that, all the doubts are regarding the assumption that only $100 bill is being in the basket, right? So Ali actually what Ali does now, he doubts out the assumption that only $100 bill is being in the basket. Right, so this was the example which we have taken for the rare events. I hope that you got this idea regarding this like example which I have taken, right? That how we can just say that it is rare event. Now, firstly, she put out the hand in the basket, and at the very first time only, she just got out the $100 bill. Yes, that is a rare event because that occurs very much rarely that you have put out the hand into that. You are the first person. You have just put out the hand into the basket and you just got out the $100 bill. That is a rare one, right? So this is actually what is called a rare event. Let me put out the definition once again. That suppose you make an assumption about a property of the population. Okay, then you gather sample data randomly. If the sample has properties that would be very unlikely to occur if the assumption is true, then you would conclude that your assumption about the population is probably incorrect. And the same thing was done by Didi and the Ali. Right, so I hope I just made this topic very much clear to you regarding that what are the rare events and how we just say that a particular event which is occurring, that is a rare event, right? So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.